So if the major expenditures are fixed, then to because of increase in quantity, the expenditure should not be increasing. I also cannot say. We are to just with the figures playing. With the figures we are going 360 degree. I also cannot say anything with surety. I am just saying that if the expenditures are fixed, then because of increase in quantity, generally the chances of increase in expenditure greater than 2.39% is not acceptable.
Yeah, I agree.
If the variable expenditures are there, then also if the quantity is increasing by 2.39%, then variable expenditure should also be increasing by 2.39%. The third thing, maybe because of
we can also see that even in the selling expenses are less than
coming अभी तो वहां गए ही नहीं यार, अभी तो 3 लाइन ही तो सोच ले.
I'm just giving correlation to the one of the cost related.
नहीं, I am saying that up till now we are just in 3 lines. इसमें नीचे उतरेंगे, आ रहे हैं. अभी यहां तक का तो बात खत्म करें. तो मैं बोल रहा हूं कि अगर फिक्स्ड एक्सपेंडिचर है तो भी बढ़ना नहीं है. अगर वेरिएबल एक्सपेंडिचर है, then also it should not be increasing greater than 2.39%. When the revenue is increasing by 2.39, then it should maybe last year's selling price and the current year's selling price is lower than last year. We sold more, so quantity is more, but the prices are less. So variable costs are increasing in a greater proportion. Or maybe the inflation in cost is greater than the inflation in sale. Maybe it's a fixed expenditure, but the inflation in the cost are greater than the sale. For that reason, we are adversely affected. Can we say all these things?
It can be possible, and another one is a possibility we have. It is not it's a B2B business, not B2C.
Okay.
So if there are chances of the collection, so because I am considering PDD under the GP, because it is a B2B business, so my major cost is sitting with my debtors and creditors. So it can be considered under GP. So if we do not have a good collection, then my PDD can be increased. So it also impact my cost.
You are saying that the customers are paying late.
Yeah.
So in that case, your money is blocked in working capital.
Correct.
Maybe in the customers, maybe in the inventory and all that, which we will be able to correlate with the balance sheet. Just for your confirmation, 31 to 32, 331 to 330, and the cash and bank balance 41 to 47. So 31 to 32, 331 to 330, and 41 to 47. There is no big change as compared to current assets, whether it's inventory, even receivables are slightly lower, and cash and bank balance, there is no as such much significant change. So can we say that because of the inventory management, receivables management, payables management, the funds blocked in the working capital are not managed properly? For that reason, the cost of revenue goes up. Can we say?
Yeah. So, but we are not sure, no? In my opinion, because they are not giving a revenue breakdown. They are not telling us how much is.
They will never give. They will never give. But they have given us something 50 days before the exam. तो कुछ तो दिमाग लगाना होगा ना, so that we are ready with our explanations. Now they are not.
More of import is done higher. That's why the cost is higher.
Maybe we have done the import at a higher price. The tea prices, the raw material prices have gone up. या कोई labor prices, मतलब cost increment is at a higher pace than the sales. So the reason may be that the sale price is less, more and more quantity sold, तो खर्चा बढ़ेगा ही. And the second thing is that maybe the inflation in the cost is greater than the inflation in the sale price.
Sir, another thing, if you see the below gross profit, my profit for the year is increased. So it might be a company policy that can be the fixed cost में ज़्यादा ध्यान दे रहे हैं, instead of variable cost को ज़्यादा कम कर.
नहीं, हम बोल रहे हैं कि when we will be discussing operating income, net income, then we will be going into other figures. Now, if you are standing up till here, then for saying that the gross profit going down, you cannot start saying about administration selling. You understand? Suppose your performance in management case study. Because I will be giving a strategic case study exam, for that reason management case study bad, that cannot be answered. Understand? So when we are at first floor, why we will talk about second and third floor? We will talk. Like Sahil also saying, I said, come, we will be coming. I am saying up till here, मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि ये मेरे को लिखना है क्या एग्जाम में, नहीं मालूम है. But when we need to justify anything, and then we are getting a clarity about the figures कि भाई ऐसा ऐसा हो सकता है, then in that case your writing pace, how you will explain your thought process will be coming very fast. They are not going to ask why the gross profit margin has gone down. This type of silly question they will not ask. But when you will be writing your answers to give justifications on the basis of figures and all that, if you have dealt into this, then in these 50 days you will be able to write those things. इसलिए हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. क्वेश्चन ऐसा नहीं आ रहा है कि ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट मार्जिन लोअर देन लास्ट ईयर. व्हाई? क्वेश्चन इज नॉट लाइक दैट. It is an indirect usage of all these figures, why they are down, why they are up, logic behind that, so that you can use that logic wherever you will find that it has usage. Okay? Now, administrative expense gone down, selling gone down. Normally, ऐसा लगता है क्या कि selling expenditure should be going down in this company? On the basis of their business nature, model, whatever we have read, do you think that their selling expenditure should be going down? So when their gross profit margin is lower, gross profit is lower. Lower means absolute term higher, but percentage wise lower. Maybe they have taken action that administrative and selling and marketing expenditure reduces. Now normally administration is a fixed expenditure. Normally. Office rent, office electricity, office staff salary and all that, उनको कम नहीं किया जा सकता है. How they have been able to do that? Don't know. Maybe because of that they will be adversely affected in future. Because in the 200 persons, the persons are those, I mean to say advertisers, the persons are those who are accounts manager, बहुत सारे लोग हैं ना, तो उन लोग का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का खर्चा ये सब कम कैसे हो गया? क्या कर रहे हैं हम लोग? Maybe this is going to affect us adversely. Even I cannot say, because I can just understand the marketing expenditure cannot be down. Because they always think about more marketing, more branding, more traditional marketing, more online marketing, analyzing test. तो ये कम कैसे हो गया? In marketing also there is a big gap around 20, and in administration also big gap around 24, 25 करीब. For that reason, their operating margin has improved. Absolute per out also, and if you calculate operating profit divided by sales, it will be coming a higher percentage as compared to last year. Percentage can be calculated. The decrease in the administration, that is 25 by 268. The decrease in the selling and marketing, 20 by 777. The increase in the operating profit, which is around 50 divided by 327. Operating profit divided by sales percentages, we can calculate. But without calculating the percentage, we are finding a different odd changes as compared to the write-up. As compared to the write-up, these two expenditures should not be going down, but they are going down. Maybe it's good only. Maybe the extra wastages are reduced and all that, but that we don't know whether it is in the right direction or not. Finance cost, interest on loan. If the loan amount is reduced, the finance cost will reduce. So the loan amount in the balance sheet 750 to 700. Now interest rate 52 by 750 and 49 divided by 700. How much percentage will come? 52.5 divided by 750. 52.5 divided by 750. And 49 divided by 700. So what is the percentage? 52.5 divided by 750 and 49 divided by 700. Last, both the year same. 52.5 divided by 750 and 49 divided by 700. So what is the percentage? both the year 7%. That means interest rate is same, just that we have repaid loan. Because of that, the interest cost has gone down. It is good only because our risk, because interest is a commitment. So if the borrowing cost reduces, it is good for the company. Like Reliance, during these 2 years, they have already paid their entire debt. It's a debt-free company. Profit before tax, obviously when the PBT is more than the profit before tax will be higher. And the tax, can you calculate tax percentage? 58 by 275 and 75 by 326. 58 by 275 and 75 by 326. What is the tax percentage last year and current year? 58 divided by 275 and 75 divided by 326. What is the percentage? 58 by 275 and 75 by 326. So last year 21.09%. Current year 25% approx. Because 30, yes. 44. 58 by 275 is not 44. And 75 by 326 is also not 44. So last year it is 21, current year 23. Slightly the tax percentage has gone up. Profit for the year as compared to last year more. The positive impact in the profit is these two. The negative impact and this also. The negative impact on profit is gross profit margin and the negative impact on profit is taxes. Still we managed to earn more than last year. Then the share capital, last year retained earning, profit for the year which is 251, dividend paid 74. So what is the percentage of dividend we are paying out of earnings? 74 by 251, around 30%. 74 divided by 251 will be coming not exactly 30, slightly lower, but around 30%. Because 251, 25, 25, 25 is 75. So 74 means around 30%. So whatever we are earning, we are paying 30% dividend to shareholders. Approximately, we can say. Then in the balance sheet, the property, plant and equipment gone up. We are investing in the business, in machines and all that. Intangible assets. What can be the intangible asset in our organization? What can be the intangible asset? डेप्रिसिएशन अगर वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एसेट्स के ऊपर है तो इधर है, अगर वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एसेट्स के ऊपर तो इधर है, अगर वो सेलिंग एसेट्स के ऊपर है तो इधर है. We don't show depreciation separately in the PL account. It is included in the heading. Because this 757 is composed of many things. This 243 is composed of many things. तो जिसका जो assets है उसका depreciation उसी के अंदर डाला हुआ है. That's the normal presentation practically. We don't show depreciation separately. Whatever is the nature of depreciation, whether it is cost of sale, whether admin selling, उसके अंदर वो include हो जाता है. So in the practical life, you will find one more column, schedule annexure. Schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3, 4 सब रहता है. तो जब आप उस schedule में जाकर देखेंगे तो you will be able to find breakup कि how 243 is brought down. कहाँ से आया ये? What is the breakup of 243? So there you will be able to find depreciation. So you don't know. What? So we are saying that what is the intangible assets the company may be having? क्या है ये?
Maybe the R&D, the capitalizing the cost.
Research and development, so you can say development. Research is charged to PL, which we did in IS 38 in the classes, and development can be capitalized. So anybody remembers what are the criteria for development expenditures to be capitalized?
There was potential market for whatever you developed.
Acha. Then? So you understand, this is purely based on now when the accounting question is there, slightly technicality need to be developed. If we are not able to develop, so development expenditure can be capitalized when certain conditions are fulfilled. First condition, the development is going to give economic benefits. That means the benefits is going to be greater than the cost. Second, the company has the intention to develop the product. Third, the company has the resources to develop the product. Fourth, it is technically feasible to develop. Then the development expenditure can be capitalized, otherwise not. So if you will be, you can say whatever I said, it's not an exact IFRS language. I am also saying in my language. But then we need to say in some language to give justification to the examiner that why the development expenditures are capitalized. In the intangible assets, can we have goodwill? In the intangible assets, can we have goodwill? Patent possible because they said that we acquired patents in developing tea bags and all that. Development can be possible, you have said that. Can we say that under intangible assets, goodwill can also be there?
Yes, because they are market leader in the tea in that country.
But then, sir, in IS 38, we discussed that self-generated goodwill cannot be shown in the balance sheet.
And how can they value it?
Self-generated you can't show. Whether you value, I gave the example of somebody called me that they have this animation videos for maths and English subjects and all that. They said that you give me certificate. So many discussion I did in the class. So not only goodwill, any asset where you cannot identify that this you have developed, this is the cost, you can't show. But then we discuss. If we are not valuing, if we are acquiring other company and we are paying more than the assets of that other company, the assets of the company are 100 million, we are paying 120 million. So the 20 million goodwill we can show because that is a purchased goodwill. You can identify you have paid 20 million for the goodwill. For that reason, the name of the balance sheet is what? The name of the balance sheet is consolidated statement of financial position. Consolidated means you can say, I always say Prakash Saraf, Vidisha Saraf, Vivan Saraf, my mother or anybody are all one family. There are separate balance sheet, but all are one. In the case of corporate parent and subsidiary, maybe they have subsidiaries and those subsidiaries were acquired by paying goodwill, that is included here. Normally in management level, if they will ask questions on F2, the goodwill, the consolidation is generally very common. Earlier it was less, but baad mein aur zyada because in operational level they have removed from the syllabus consolidation. Earlier in 2019 the operational level includes consolidation, but in 2020 syllabus they removed the group accounting from operational level F1. That is only there in F2. So they have very good inclination to ask questions in case study based on group accounting. We have not discussed that in Monday, Wednesday morning classes, but just I am saying that these can be the intangible assets included here. Because I have not taught group accounting in the Monday, Wednesday classes. But just that Karthik or anybody, जिन लोग पहले से पढ़ के रखे हैं, उनको तो अच्छे से आना चाहिए. So when I am saying morning classes करना है इसीलिए कि देखिए अभी भी तकलीफ हो रहा है और जब बाद में भी एक महीने बाद when you will be writing the answers, you will say sir F2 is a problem. You will never say sir P2 E2 is a problem. I have already experienced this in last 7 to 8 years. Whether the student is good or bad, is studying well or not, every student has only one issue. Sir, I am not able to write F2 answer. उसका क्या solution निकालेंगे हम लोग? What should be the solution for that? Either entire classes should be done properly, some of the questions should be done in writing, or maybe some of the videos need to be done. I will be discussing group accounting in management case study class also, don't worry. बट फिर भी आपको वो फील नहीं आ पाएगा जो एग्जाम के लिए चाहिए. तो उसके लिए तो कुछ ना कुछ तो करना होगा ना यार. What is the other way around? Because if we are saying that intangible assets, when we can capitalize development, then what Sahil you said, you will not be getting any marks on that. Because that is not covering the technical area which is required in F2. That's the problem in management case study, not E2, P2, only F2. That's the problem. कि स्टूडेंट को मैं बोलता हूं, उसको समझ में नहीं आता है कि F2 क्या गड़बड़ी है. So I thought that why not to give entire F2 classes to the student fully, so that your tension khatam hoye. But that will be giving benefit when you will be doing some of the questions in writing. Otherwise you will hear, you will understand, but you will forget. How you will be able to remember? Come again.
So why this is high exactly, the intangible assets? Because of
What is?
the intangible assets are high. Why? What is the reason behind it?
Maybe they have done some development. Maybe there is a new patent acquired. Maybe they have acquired one another subsidiary, another organization. So they paid for the goodwill for that reason. Because
They have given these things in the notes, sir. They provide the notes also. They normally mention the notes.
they have given notes, but that is not given anywhere. That they will give in the unseen in the exam.
Okay, sir.
They will not give in the pre-seen. So they will give additional information in the exam, and then they will be developing questions in exams. So from the opening assets value plus further acquisition minus depreciation, from the opening value plus further acquisition minus impairment minus amortization, closing value. But obviously we can understand when the values are increasing, that means further purchase of assets are greater than the depreciation or amortization. For that reason the values are increasing. And the investment in the assets is always a good sign. That means your business will be growing. Because you will invest in the assets when you want to grow. When you want to generate more production, increase your capacity, want to generate more sales, then only you will invest in the assets. Otherwise, why you will invest? So that's a good sign. Inventory more or less same. Trade receivable more or less same. Bank balance slightly higher, but utna koi difference nahi. Because we are seeing that the company's business activities has also not very much changed. Sale बहुत ज़्यादा कोई change नहीं हुआ है. So these working capital management is same as last year. There is no problem or good thing or bad thing here. Share capital, no change. There is no share issue. Retained earning, the breakup is given. Last year plus profit minus dividend, that is pasted here. Then borrowings, some borrowings are repaid. Trade payables more or less slightly gone up. Tax slightly because current year the profit is more. So obviously the tax liability will be higher. But there is no as such big question mark in these figures. और वैसे भी इन्वेंट्री, रिसीवेबल, पेएबल, कैश, ये सब वो लोग ऑपरेशनल लेवल में पूछते हैं. आरती, यू रिमेंबर इन योर ऑपरेशनल केस स्टडी हम लोग बार बार वर्किंग कैपिटल मैनेजमेंट का क्वेश्चंस कर रहे थे. So in management and strategic level, their focus is not on the lower level areas. Their focus is on slightly managerial level areas. But फिर भी we will be doing calculations of ratios. I will be sharing the write-up percentage, all these things. Just that we need to discuss at length. Now this is what? You said notes to accounts. So some of the notes to accounts like breakup of revenue. In the breakup of revenue, they are saying tea bags and loose tea. Out of 3,080, 2,800 each tea bags. Around 90%. Only 10%, even less than 10% is actually loose tea. So their major sale is tea bags only. Loose tea is very, very less. If we say growth, 2,800 to 2,803. But in the loose tea, there is a huge growth. In the tea bags, the growth is very less. But in the loose tea, the growth is very high, 210 to 280, around 70 by 210. 70 by 210 is coming around, what I should say, around 40%. 70 by 210. Not exactly 70, 67 by 210 you can say. So there is a huge growth in sales of loose tea. In respect of tea bags, there is no as such growth properly. 2797 to 2803, marginal 06. That is 66 by 2797, nothing. Operating profit. Operating profit means from tea bag sale minus the tea bag expenditures. The operating profit 349, 307, 26. 349 by 2803. What is the percentage? Can anybody calculate? 349 by 2803. That is in tea bags. What is our operating profit percentage? 349 divided by 2803. What is the operating profit percentage? %12.45%. And in the second one, 26.3 divided by 277. 26.3 divided by 277. What is the percentage? 26.3 divided by 277. What is the percentage? That means it is good only. In the tea bags, the margin is high and our maximum portion of sales is tea bags. In the loose tea, the margin is less. So in the loose tea, when the margin is less, the sale is less, not a tension. We need to focus on tea bags where the margin is high. This 375 and 3080 taken from PL account only. In the PL account, it is given one single figure, broken down. In the PL account 375, one single figure, broken down. That what is the margin product wise? Tea bags and loose tea. Then revenue from domestic, revenue from export. Again export is very, very less. Out of 3080, 154, very low percentage. But gone up 90 to 154, good. And 2918 to 2926, not a big sale. In the domestic market, the sale has not gone up, but in the export, sale has gone up. Operating profit. In the domestic market, 364 by 2926. 364 by 2926. What is the percentage? In the domestic market, the operating profit percentage. 364 by 2926. 364 by 2926. 12.4445%. And in the export, 11.3 by 154. 11.3 by 154. It is not 10, less than 10. So in the export business, because of transportation and other things, the costs are more. The margin is less. But in the domestic market, margin is very good. So we should focus on the domestic market more and more sales. Okay? So we are focusing our products, tea bags and domestic sale, which is good. Because that is giving us higher margin. Now those things are presented in the graph. They are saying that in the last year, the tea bag sale was 93%. And in the current year, the tea bag sale 91%, loose tea 9%. So the proportion of loose tea in the total sale has gone up. Then operating profit in the last year, out of the total operating profit, 93% with the tea bags, 7% with the loose tea. But in the current year also same, even though the proportion of loose tea is more, but still the profit margin remains same. Even though the loose tea are sold 9% of the total sale, but the margin from loose tea remains 7% only. So actually loose tea is not profitable as compared to tea bags. Then if we say that in the last year, Northland year domestic sale 97, export 3%, current year domestic 95, export 5%. If we go into operating percentage, out of the total operating profit 3% export, out of the total operating profit is still 3%. That means both these are giving the same story. Even though the tea bag sales are less, even though we can say that proportionately the loose tea sales are more, but the profit margin remain intact. Even though the export sales are more, but the profit margin remain intact. That means the company need to focus on tea bags and domestic sale more. Obviously the export sale and loose tea are not loss making, but they are generating lower income. So we need to focus on domestic sale and tea bags more to generate more revenue, to generate more income. That should be the crux of those write-up. Whatever the extra notes, they are, you can say, product-wise analysis, or you can say domestic, because there is a term used in accounting, segment reporting. Segment reporting can be based on products. Segment reporting can be based on geographical locations. So this is product-wise revenue recognition and this is geography-wise revenue recognition. But we are concentrating on that product, on that geographical area where our income is more, that's good. So if the scope is there for tea bags and domestic market, we should focus there. But if the scope is not there, then we should increase our income by selling export and by selling loose teas. Now this is the major competitor, hot low. who has 20% market share. Both companies sell products, good quality. Some customers drink one brand of tea exclusively, but others switch brands between them. Hot Lows is also in Northlandia, is quoted. He is also quoted. They are also in the stock exchange, quoted company. Their sale is lower than us. Ours is around 3,000, theirs is around 2,500. And theirs also 2,466 to 2,587. But the percentage should be greater than us, because it is coming around 121 by 2,466. 121 by 2,466. What is the percentage? 121 extra sales divided by 2,466. 121 divided by 2,466. What is the percentage? So our sale gone up by 2.39. Their sale has gone up by 4.9, approximately 5%. Cost 1465, 1373, so 27 and 65. 91. So 91 by 1373. What is the percentage? 91 by 1373. 6.7%. In their case, the increase in the cost is at a greater pace as compared to increase in revenue. In our case, 2.39 and 4 point something. In their case also cost is increasing. So we are not different than others. The other competitor also facing the same issue. The gross profit margin is lower. The reason may be same. In their case also admin and selling are lower. क्या एकदम छाप दिया है क्या? Their case also admin around 20 less, then the selling also 20 less. So both of the companies, when the selling prices are less and all that, they are doing lesser marketing. That we can see. So the operating margin has gone up. In their case also, finance cost has gone up. Maybe they have taken more loan. Then the profit before tax, the tax rate. Can you calculate tax rate? 43 by 187. What is the percentage? 43 by 187 and 55 by 240. 43 by 187 and 55 by 240. So in our case, it is 23% current year. In their case also 23. And last year, 43 by 187, that also 23. That means in our case, last year was an exception. Otherwise, in the country, the tax rate will remain same only. Now, out of 185, 115, they are paying dividend. They are paying huge dividend. Because even though our income is more, but we paid less. But in their case, 115 by 185. What is the percentage of dividend they are giving? 62%. And in our case, whatever we earned, we are giving around 30% dividend. And they are giving double. So in terms of dividend, they will be able to satisfy the shareholders better. But we don't know about the share price, market share price. Because the return to a shareholders is dividend plus price change. And both are quoted company. That we can't comment because not given. Property plant increased, intangible assets increased, inventory more or less same, receivable more or less same, cash more or less same, share capital, they have a higher share capital than us, retained earning lower, borrowings they have increased. But our capital 500 and 800 is more, borrowings is 700, they have less. So their capital employed is less, their assets are less, their sale is less, they are slightly smaller than us. They are slightly smaller. Our competitor is smaller than us in terms of everything. In terms of market share, in terms of assets, in terms of capital. Every terms they are lesser than us, but their growth in sales is greater than us. With all the figures, when we will be writing answers, we need to remember share capital kitna hai. You can open pre-scene in the exam, but then why it is given 50 days before the exam? When you read 3-4 times, try to remember the figures which are given so that you can use those figures, percentages and all that. Because in exam, you don't have to show operating profit margin calculation, gross profit margin calculation, return on capital employed calculation, inventory period calculation. You don't have to show. The examiner has given this 50 days before the exam. You are ready with all your calculation. Straight away use those percentages in the exam. Don't have to use calculator in the exam. That is the meaning of the case study exam. Because that is the meaning of the pre-scene material. You are ready with the pre-scene information thoroughly, fully, properly. Use those information properly in writing your answers. Now there are some newspaper clips. First is botanist. Here they are saying botany was very not a non-interested subject earlier. But nowadays, because of so many development in plantation, rubber, food, anywhere, that what type of crop, what type of soil, what type of production should be done, what type of cultivation should be done, that can increase the productivity, that becomes a very important subject all over the world, and the people are pursuing this botany as a, you can say, interest. They are understanding this, they are helping farmers, they are helping the organization to grow, that they are saying here. That is, you can say, botany related some write-up came in the newspaper. Then there is Dr. Mania's health column. There is somebody writing a blog on the social media or somewhere, daily news, and that is saying about the benefit of drinking coffee, benefit of drinking tea as compared to coffee. That in coffee the caffeine is more, but in tea the caffeine is slightly lesser than coffee, so it is much better than health. But nobody can guarantee, even the doctors cannot say that the drinking tea is 100% beneficial for health or all that. Maybe the green tea is better than black tea, that we can say, doctors are saying, but nobody can guarantee that if you are drinking more tea, it will be good for health, it will be. Maybe there are some antioxidants in coffee and tea both, because of the plantation, because of the nature of the plant. But whether that antioxidants will be beneficial for your health, for your body, nobody can say. Nobody can challenge. Because even for somebody, the caffeine is good. Or for somebody, even a small caffeine consumption is bad. That the doctors are saying, nobody can claim that drinking tea will always be good for health. That they are saying. The normal properties, lesser caffeine, antioxidants and all that. But that doesn't give guarantee that anybody who is drinking tea will be having a good health and all that. Nobody can challenge that. And then there are blogs, some questions. Somebody written that, again in the blogs or somewhere written, in comic, box of tea bags this morning, and it made me think how difficult that if I am pouring a tea bag, how it is going down, why it is not coming up. So they are saying that tea bag कैसे बनता है, उसमें paper के अलावा use other materials also so that it dissolve in the water, that they are saying. Then somebody said that there was a, you can say, question in the classroom that this is a tea or not. I have written tea, but the examiner has not given me marks. Then in that case, then somebody is answering that actually it is not tea, because Camellia sinensis is only the tea. Other things are technically not tea, but people says that it is tea also. Then they are saying that school, I said that peppermint, no. This one, paper, this one, how it is possible to make tea bags. And then the last one, why don't we grow other than tea plantation in those places, the other crops, wheat and all that, which are more required, which are more essential, even tea also. But in those places, it is very difficult to grow wheat and other crops. Not impossible. But tea can be grown very faster, very easily, because it is sloping required, the type of rainfall, the type of soil required, which is good for hilly areas. For that reason, tea growing is done at those places. Even there is a video, I have not given the link. In the Japan, even though it's a pure flat surface, but they are growing tea on that flat surface also. It is not mountain or hilly area like in India or China. But still they are growing tea on the flat surface in Japan, and that is very famous. I thought that that is not required, for that reason I have not given. But I was liking that video, but I have not given. Why these newspaper clips or articles are given? Why? From this, there can be any scenario developed to create a question, maybe relating to E2, P2, F2, anything. Just say, for example, this they have given that in the classroom somebody asked some question, somebody said that it is a tea, marks not obtained and all that. So maybe they can create a situation for this, that we are mainly producing tea for Camellia sinensis. But there are competitors, Hotlo or others. They are started selling the, what do you say? The flavored tea, masala tea, flavored tea, this, that. And they are getting very good success in that. So, can we say that we should be going in that business? Even it is not a tea, because it is actually, technically speaking, not a tea. That's a flavored drink. That should not be said as tea. Whether we should be going into that, how we will be communicating to our customers, because it's a totally different business than what we are doing. What will be the advantage to us? What will be the... So using these scenarios, they will be asking some questions, some creating some more scenarios and asking questions in the exam. We just say that in pre-seen material, nowhere it is written that the question will be on this. Neither in last 7 years, neither now also. You don't take pre-seen material as a question. Pre-seen material is giving you a background about an industry, about that industry, one particular organization with hypothetical write-up and hypothetical figures. Those figures and write-up are taken from factual data, but they are mixing 2-3 companies in the tea industry, and then this write-up has been made. There is no limit for the questions which will be coming in the exam. But as I said, when we will be doing around 45 to 50 questions in the class, and in every area there are 2 questions. Because if I will say that 5 core area A, B, C, D, E, and then at least say 5 mock papers, 10 into 4, 40, and in every area there is A, B. So around 80 questions, approximately 75, 80. If you count your topics in E2, in P2 and F2, they will be coming, if you go index wise, they will be coming around 75 to 80 topics. Nothing can be said as non-important or questions nahi aayega. Anything can come. I mean to say, for not you, me. In every chapter, in every paragraph, what is written, impossible for me. Not for you, for me. In E2, in P2, in F2, in every single paragraph, in every topic, what is written, not possible for human being to remember. So why we will be going in that direction, that I need to have entire knowledge of each area? Then in that case, our thinking process is wrong. As far as P2 and F2 is concerned, E2 is concerned, E2 no technical knowledge required. P2 slightly you can say some capital budgeting area, some risk management area, some basic, I mean to say technical required. In F2, technicality is not required like that. But in F2, the problem is that we will not be able to write anything if slight 4-5% technicality we don't develop. Because if it is relating to goodwill, intangible assets, tangible assets, leasing, ESOP, anything, if I don't remember at least some basic technicality, how I will build up my answer? I can't. For P2, E2, I can build up with my practical knowledge. For F2, I can't. So F2, some basic technical knowledge required. Whether through the Monday, Wednesday class, whether through some videos, because major important area in F2 at management level is group accounting. Non-current assets, intangible assets, share-based payments, they ask less. Not never, less. But the major focus on goodwill, group accounting and all that. So at least group accounting video, IFRS, share-based payment, leasing video, something need to be done. Not to writing anything. If you do the video, you understand that this is the story, so that you can write something in the exam, which you will be realizing in coming 10-15 days only. Whether I am correct or not, in F2 technical knowledge is required. But in P2 and E2 not required. In F2, even though technical knowledge, but the situation which they will give, you need to use that in writing the answer. For that, don't take tension. When whatever I said that you need to do this, start doing core area A, B, C, D, E video, writing the answers, whether you know or not, force yourself to write the answer, submit the answer, so that I will be improving you. We will be doing so many questions. Students are regularly passing. It's not that the students are not passing the exams, whatever steps or whatever procedure we are following. But you all need to support me 100%. Now you can't say I cannot do, I didn't get the time and all that. Because now we should be ready that we are missing the target. Either we will not give exam in May or we will not get the confidence to pass. अब आपको अपना टोस पे आ जाना है. Maybe 14th March you were not on the toes, but now start from April month full 100% preparation in the right direction. So what is, you can say homework till the time 2-3 days I am not sharing E2 core area A and B. Read this pre-scene once. Start doing core area A and B, some videos which are given there. No, in accounting, start writing something, practicing. By that time, I will share some write-up on the pre-scene, some ratio calculations, some explanation of those ratios, then core area A and B write-up, that is you need to submit. So before that, in 2-3 days, you do all these things. You will be make a plan that I will be completing core area A, B, C, D in E in coming 20-25 days, so that by the end of the month my study is finished and I am fully ready for writing proper answers for proper explanation. Okay? I have not discussed anything, the important areas which are going to come. Hidden knowledge I have given. Corporate governance, cost center, profit center, transfer pricing, functional organization structure, product, which product we should promote, which product we should not focus, then looking at the financials, patent, copyright, then you can patent, trademarks, then in that case that consolidation, dividend, all these things are going to come in the exam based on questions. Or any issue which is not mentioned in the pre-scene, any unethical issue relating to marketing persons or relating to staff, those who are used in the plantation activities, one of the plantation plant owner not treating the laborer properly, what should be the effect on the company. All these are the areas. These are the major areas which they are going to cover. The internal control risk, that the technical person who is checking the blend, that blend is not of the right direction, the wrong quality delivered to the customers, wrong, anything can come, JIT, those things which we have discussed. But now that thing need to be discussed in more detailed. With a scenario, with a question, with explaining, with explanation, we need to go into deep of every area. But those are the areas are important by looking at this case study. That those are the important areas. And in E2, mission, vision, goals, key performance indicators, balance scorecard, if I am using the name like that, there is no understanding of it. What is key performance indicators, why they are used, what is balance scorecard, how the performance evaluation done, all we need to discuss in more depth. That we will start from the next class along with your study. Getting my point? Don't take tension that there is never ending process. The beauty of this exam, there is no syllabus. The difficulty of this exam, that there is no syllabus. Because if somebody will say that you need to study entire F2, that is becoming very technical. You need to study like the SBR student or ACCA IFRS student, they don't have any excuse. But in your case, even though if you are not studying SBR, even though you are not studying F2 at that level, still with your practicality you can pass the exam. So you need to be practical, not very technical in approaching case study exams. Karthik, do you want to say anything?
No, sir, not at the moment.
Okay. So according to me, we should leave. It's a good 8 o'clock. I have not thought that I will be able to finish at 8 o'clock. After 2-3 days, by maximum Thursday, I will share notes and core area A and B write-up, which I will be giving you ample time to write. By that time, you start preparing with the videos, read the pre-scene, make some notes on the pre-scene, start writing some of the answers of F2, not thinking that it is not going to come for me, because if you write, you will be able to remember more. So whatever you will do will be helpful, and make a target, make a plan, everything will be fine. That way. Okay? So leaving for today, with all the very best to all of you, we all have to pass in May management case study. By hook or crook, by anything, we have to pass. Okay?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Thank you to all of you. We will be meeting not next Saturday, after next Saturday. After 15 days. After a gap of alternate Saturday. Okay, yeah, same to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you to all of you.